Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing what I eat in my third trimester of pregnancy. I'll be sharing what I eat in a day as well as the recipes and meal ideas for those interested. You don't have to be pregnant to enjoy this video. Let's be honest, good food is simply good food for anyone. I don't eat a specific diet and I don't count calories. I like to practice what's called normal eating. On this day, I decided to start my day with a matcha latte. I'm not avoiding coffee or tea in this pregnancy, but I do limit it to once a day. And I love this matcha latte. It's creamy and delicious and really easy to whip up in the morning. I usually make this after I've already had my 2 cups of water earlier in the morning. I decided to be fancy and added whipped cream and a sprinkle of matcha on top. It's the little things. I typically eat brunch instead of breakfast. I just follow my hunger cues. Here I decided to have my strongest pregnancy craving, avocado toast with a twist. Avocado toast is pretty straightforward. It's mashed avocados and I like to add lemon juice to mine and season it first with salt before mixing that in. Then I get my toast, and I won't lie, I was lazy and I didn't toast it. Is that weird? Probably. But I spread the avocado mix onto that. And here's my twist. I put sliced McDouce on it. McDouce is a stuffed eggplant that's pickled. It's stuffed with walnuts and peppers. It's another pregnancy craving, and it just tastes so good with avocado toast. Then I add my black pepper over top. And this is so good. I just have it with more water on the side. Later on, I take my first prenatal and diclofenac for my morning sickness. Yes, I'm back on the medication. I had some grapes and a cheese string for a snack in the late afternoon. For dinner, I made a simple roast chicken, potatoes, and asparagus. I start by melting some butter, then I add in 3 cloves of crushed garlic, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon ground rosemary, a pinch of saffron, and the juice of 1 lemon. I give that a mix, and let me tell you, this sauce is everything. It's so delicious. I take the chicken and I stuff it with the lemon halves that I juiced, and then I coat it in the sauce. I roast it at 400 Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius, and I place some chicken broth in the bottom of my pan. Then I let it roast for about an hour or so. Now for my potatoes, I decided to quarter those. And then I put them into a small pot with some salted water and brought that to a boil. As that was happening, I cut off the wood part of my asparagus. And I prepared a seasoning for the potatoes of equal parts sage, basil, oregano, and rosemary. Once my potatoes were tender, I drained the water. Boiling them before roasting them gives you a tender potato with a crispy outside. Then I doused it in some olive oil, mixed in the seasoning, and seasoned it with salt and pepper. Before also placing it into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes before the chicken would be done. I finished up the asparagus by coating it in some olive oil, garlic, maple syrup, and seasoned it before also adding it into the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. I added some chili flakes to the asparagus when it finished, just not while preparing it so my toddler could enjoy it without that. Another delicious meal. It's so easy to prepare and just so good. Then I take my second prenatal and more diclofenac. I ended this night with some relaxing herbal tea. I love this one. It's so calming, and honestly, I feel like it's helped me sleep well. The next day, I had coffee instead, and I like it paired with this coffee creamer. It's my favorite creamer. And I felt like having peanut butter toast with pear, honey, and chia seeds. If you haven't had this combination, you should. It'll really surprise you. For lunch, Suleiman and I had leftovers for dinner because that's realistically why I make such large amounts of food. Then for dinner, I made an Egyptian classic called hawashi, or at least this is how I make it. The ones I had in Egypt were phenomenal. I started by blending some coriander, garlic, and an onion to form a paste. Then I diced 1 tomato and I chopped half a bunch of parsley. And I combined all of that with about a pound of ground beef. This isn't necessary, but I add a mix of pepper flakes, rosemary, coriander, and cumin. This mix also had salt and pepper. I give that a mix, and then I cut my pita bread. The small ones I don't cut, but the big ones I like to cut in half. And then I stuff them with my mixture in an even, thin layer. I heat up some olive oil over medium-high heat, and then I sear them for a couple of minutes on each side until the meat is done. I decided to pair it with some tomato soup on this day, and this is a hack for tomato soup. I blend up some onion, red bell pepper, and carrots. Then I saute that with some olive oil over medium heat. I add in some tomato passata and some cream. Then I season it with basil, oregano, salt, and pepper. It's such an easy soup recipe and takes hardly any time for it to come together. I like topping it with some feta. I've also had it with aged cheddar, which is also really tasty. And that was dinner on this night. Quick comfort food for a day when I was more tired. That's how I've been eating in this third trimester. I find a lot of my meals are just quick and I'm not snacking as much because I'm still feeling sick. If you like these videos, be sure to like this video. It's your support that encourages me to keep posting. I'd also love to hear what you like eating, pregnant or not. And if you haven't already, subscribe and join my YouTube family. I try to upload twice a week. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.